Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Baited Podcast. I'm your host, Colossal is Crazy, and we're joined here once again by the infamous, the legendary DJ Keemstar.
What is up?
And also the equally legendary Tommy C.
Hey, what's happening, everybody?
So today we're going to kind of redo a episode that we did a few days ago about the Leafy versus Idubbbz thing. And the only reason that we're redoing it, is because I kind of don't want to be in the middle of what's been happening, and I feel like I'm constantly playing the defense attorney to Leafy and Grade, like constantly every single episode. So we're going to dial it down a little bit, but Keemstar obviously wants to say quite a bit about this. I'm going to leave it to Keemstar. You go ahead.
I just wanted to. I wanted to point out that Idubbbz made a great video, and a lot of people have said, well, it wasn't an exposed video, and I think it was, because I think that Idubbbz video really exposed how stale Leafy's content has become. And a lot of people might say, well, I already knew that. Well, a big portion of the viewers didn't. And a lot of people has said that people were unsubbing to him and hating him now due to mob mentality or whatever. I don't really think that's it. I think a large portion of the viewers are stupid and unaware of what's entertaining and what's not entertaining. And basically, when this got exposed, it was something that viewers, I think, were feeling that this shit was getting stale, but they just needed to understand why it was stale and understand why it was boring.
I mean, sorry, Kim. Don't you think that's a little bit strange, though, because it actually takes someone to say your content is not entertaining for people to realize that it's not entertaining? I mean, that's a bit crazy, don't you think?
I think that they felt it, right? They felt like this is getting stale, this is getting boring, right? But, they didn't know why. They didn't understand why they were no longer liking the content, right? And it took someone to explain it in detail, like this is repetitive, this is annoying. It took that, dude.
Do you consider Idubbbz video? Sorry, Tommy. Do you consider Idubbbz video an exposed video though on Leafy?
I do, yeah. And the other thing is a lot of people said, well, the whole picking on Leafy's chin thing, I mean, that was just stupid. That was stupid. No, it was brilliant, because what Idubbbz is saying is that, that Leafy is a bully. He was saying that he's a bully, right? And that the opening line is, today we're going to bully Leafy. So it had nothing to do with his chin, all right? That is not the main point. The main point was, let's bully Leafy. And what does a bully do? A bully picks normally on someone's, physical appearances. And Leafy completely missed the whole point of the chin thing, and he tried to defend himself that he actually had a chin. It just made him look so goddamn fucking ridiculous.
That's a good point. Sorry, Tommy, I'm going to let you speak after this one. But the only reason I disagree that it's not an exposed video, and rather it's just more of a critique of Leafy's content and more of a joke, is that he didn't bring up certain points that he probably should have brought up if it was an exposed video. For instance, the fact that Leafy criticizes children. I mean, in my opinion, that's the main point against Leafy. Now, it's very interesting that Idubbbz didn't bring that point up. And I think
he did with the retarded girl. He did with the retarded girl.
He did, but it was, seeing as it's the main point against Leafy, in my opinion, I mean, if I was to make an exposed video on Leafy, I think I could make one better than Idubbbz, not as entertaining, don't get me wrong.
I challenge you.
Idubbbz is a much better content creator than me, and obviously I love his fucking videos, but because Idubbbz didn't frame it as an exposed video, he could have mentioned that point about the kids, because that is the main point against Leafy. And if I was to make an exposed video about Leafy, that would be what I would center it around. And Idubbbz didn't do that. And I think it's because Idubbbz didn't want this video to be an exposed video. He wanted to critique Leafy's content. He wanted to make several jokes. He didn't want to destroy Leafy. I don't think that was Idubbbz's intention ever. I mean, the video's title is literally called Content Cop Leafy. It's not called Leafy is Here is Exposed.
He couldn't do that, Clown, because he opens with, I don't care who you bully. And that kind of gives him a little room like, look, I'm coming clean with you. I'm going to let you know that I'm a bully. and so me and Leafy are in even terms. So he really can't really hammer him on the bully issue. It makes him look like a bit of a hypocrite himself.
Well, I think that's a very good point, Tommy, and it's one
The
that
whole
I didn't
point
think
is
of,
just
but
the whole point was just to bully the bully, and that's why it makes it so great.
I think that's exactly it. And it's not an exposed video, but I do think, and time will tell, I think it does have the impact of an exposed video. I do agree with you.
But
that it's
okay,
not
what is
intended.
it definitely has the impact, no question there. I don't think it should have had the impact an exposed video should have. I mean, sorry,
I
sorry
disagree.
sorry
I disagree.
Sorry to plug this, but like my FouseyTube video is an exposed video. Go into fucking FouseyTube as much as I can and like bring up very good points and whatever. It's a good video. Like you should watch it. But you know,
exposing something is exposing, some hidden truths, right? And Idubbbz does that in the video. So, as
to a certain degree,
as us YouTubers and people in, the community that make content, we see more truth than what the viewers see, right? So all the points that Idubbbz made in his video, we already knew, we already seen, right? The long transitions, the stale, the repeating stuff. We already seen that. But viewers don't have the same insight to content as other creators do. So from the position of being a viewer, it is an exposed video.
do you think if Idubbbz hadn't made the video himself and it was someone else, do you think it would have had the same impact that it did?
No, I don't think it would have.
So I think a lot of this is due to the fact that it's Idubbbz making the video. I mean, he is the kind of heavyweight of YouTube, if you want. He's in the position to make the most impact if he makes a video against someone. So I think if you base it just on the content itself, obviously it's a great video, very entertaining, I enjoyed it, but it's not one of Idubbbz's best videos. I've seen all his videos. It's not his best work.
The Keemstar one is by far the best.
It is. It really, that is a very good video. But I mean, if anyone else was to make it, and make exactly the same points as Idubbbz made, it would never have had the same impact that it did. And it's wrong that it did. It's only because it's Idubbbz who made the video that it had the impact.
Let me
that
explain
speaks
something
to
to you.
Idubbbz, though, and how good he is.
Clown.
Absolutely, yeah.
Clown. I think Idubbbz Keemstar video is probably the best video he made. Now, obviously, I am Keemstar, so I disagree with a lot of points in the video, all right? But when Idubbbz made that video on me, I lost subscribers for 1 hour, and that was it, all right? 1 hour that day when the video first came up, I lost about 300 subscribers, and then I started gaining subs again, all right? When Idubbbz made a video on Leafy, he lost subscribers like at a fucking alarming rate. Now, why do you think that is?
I think it's because, and this is my main reason for it, I think there are several factors into it. It's Leafy versus Idubbbz. Who's going to win in this scenario? Idubbbz makes better content than Leafy, let's face it. It's so much better. They're another weight class, It's heavyweight versus, welterweight or whatever.
But that's not fair because Leafy has way bigger channel, way bigger subscribers.
Subscribers don't always mean everything. I mean, obviously they factor into it, but I think this only proves that subscribers don't mean everything. They just don't.
Now listen,
anymore.
this was very tragic to Leafy, right? And why this was all going on. You had all of Idubbbz's friends defending him. You have Max Mofo, you have Anything for Views, you have the Filthy Franks, the H3H3. You have all these people coming to defense of Idubbbz and sticking up for Idubbbz. Where's Leafy's friends? Because all of his YouTube friends were neutral during this, including yourself, right?
Oh, well, I wasn't here. That's my excuse anyway.
Well, I mean, you did publicly tweet out that Idubbbz made a good video.
Oh, yes, because it's a very good video.
And then you said something like #NoChin.
Yes,
No, he
I
did.
did.
You
No,
did.
I posted. I posted. I didn't post #NoChin, but I posted a picture of my chin in real life, and I made that joke because
Chin reveal.
I didn't realize it was going to blow up as much as it did, and it was going to become a huge thing. And I didn't even know Leafy was going to make a response, so that's why I did it. I just thought at the time that it was a joke, and that's what I still believe today, that this video was a joke, and it wasn't really exposing Leafy. It was just really kind of, oh, these are my points against Leafy. I'm just critiquing his content.
I beg to differ because
I didn't think that at the time.
I beg to differ because Idubbbz even exposed Leafy for just fucking lying that me and him were friends. If in the video he's like, oh yeah, Leafy wants to pretend that he was just at some YouTube convention and Keemstar happened to be there. No, they were friends. Like Leafy's lying. Idubbbz said that in the video. I think it's an exposed video. And you know what? A lot of people apologized to me after the Idubbbz video because they started seeing Leafy for the snake that he fucking is. He backstabbed me. I didn't do shit to that kid, and he fucking backstabbed me. But the point I was making about Idubbbz' friends defending him is that Leafy's best friend on YouTube, grade A under A, all right, after that Idubbbz video came out, after Idubbbz called grade A under A fucking retard, all right, within 24 hours, grade A under A put out a statement on Twitter saying that he was going to take a break from YouTube.
Did he quit?
He said he was going to take a break until he felt passion for making videos again. How convenient. The day after he's under fire, the day after his best friend is under fire, all right, he's going to take a break from YouTube.
In fairness, though, he was taking a beating from some of the last two videos that he made. The one on YouTube, rule changes, and his last video wasn't terribly funny at all. It could be for another reason.
I mean, that's a good point, Tommy. But I think what Keemstar is trying to say, you defend your friends no matter what. No matter what's going on with you, you have to defend your friends. And Keemstar feels that Grade didn't do that, and he should have done that. And it's a difficult point to argue. I'd like to say that, Grade didn't choose to do it because he felt like it had nothing to do with him. But there's a very good counter-argument for that. Leafy and Grade are very close friends. You can
they're not close friends. They're best friends. All right? Like
Really?
Leafy and Grade talk to each other every single fucking day. And when I was friends with them, I talked to them every single day. They are best friends. All right? You do not let your best friend take an L. All right? So what I think is funny is that I was trying to convey to the world, I was like, dude, I was good friends with Leafy and Grade, and these dudes just like backstab me. After I shouted them out, after I helped them grow their channel, once they grew bigger than me and they could no longer get anything from me, and this, Keemstar Exposed thing was happening on YouTube, they jumped in that bandwagon and backstabbed me. They have no loyalty, no sense of friendship, right? They only care about their careers and getting ahead on YouTube. They only give a fuck about money and gaining views and gaining subscribers, to the point where they were willing to fucking backstab one of the guys that helped them in the very beginning when their channels were a lot smaller, and one of their friends that they talk to every day. So I just find it very interesting now that Leafy's under attack and he faces the biggest challenge he has ever faced on YouTube, all right, that they don't even defend each other.
Just a hypothetical situation, Keemstar. Put yourself in Grade's position for a moment and consider the fact you never had this problem with Leafy and you were still friends with Leafy. What would you do in Grade's position? What would you say?
If I was still friends with Leafy,
right,
I would call out fucking Idubbbz.
But what would you say?
I don't know what I would say, but let me give you an example. When I was friends with Leafy and H3H3 made that video on him, I called H3H3 out for backstabbing him.
That's a good reason to call out H3H3, I suppose. But what would be your reason against Idubbbz?
I would find a reason. I would find a goddamn reason.
In fairness to Keem, there's precedent. I mean, I've always believed, although Keem hasn't admitted it, the reason he ran the second story on Tommy NC was out of friendship. In fairness to Keem, and I don't agree with that. I'm still.
And let me tell you another thing. Jack's Films, he uploaded a parody on Leafy when me and Leafy were friends, and I called him out. I said, "Hey, PewDiePie has more subs than you too. You might as well do a parody on him." Because Leafy just ended up passing Jack's Films.
Keem, I'm not saying he wouldn't have done it. I'm just wondering what you would have said.
And I defended Grade too. Okay, listen, my friends are my friends. I'm going to defend them no matter what. If someone comes after either one of you, I'm going to fucking defend you no matter what. Recently, you got your shit flagged. Who's out there trying to help you? You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and thank you for that. Just so people know what Keemstar's talking about, my FouseyTube video was flagged by FouseyTube, his network. He owns the network. And Keemstar instantly went to H3H3, who I've never spoken to before, and asked if he could help, and we are getting that sorted now. So
That's
big thanks to
fantastic.
H3H3 and Keemstar.
But my point is my friends are my friends, and I'm going to defend them no matter what. Now, it made it really hard because I ran a fucking news show. I still run a news show called Drama Alert, and sometimes these guys are in the news, and it's like, fuck, dude. Like, when the H3H3 and Leafy stuff happened, Leafy begged me not to fucking run the story. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, we're friends. Like, I got your back no matter what. But, like, I have to run this story because if I don't, that's basically like me quitting what I'm doing, right? If I'm not going to report this, that's basically like, what's the point of watching me? if I'm no longer going to cover the news. And the way I worded that story, it was, if you watch it, in favor of my friend Leafy. And I did so much for these. I sacrificed a little bit of credibility of my show for my friends.
Where do we go from here, though, Keem? I mean, I think you kind of won, though. I mean, you may have put a leak in both their ships. I mean, who knows if Great even ever comes back? I mean, is there an end game with this?
No, this isn't about anything that I did. This is about what they did.
Oh, I agree with you, but I think that's my point. You proved it. I think we're at a crossroads with this now. I mean, at what point? Like, I know you got hurt, and I've mentioned on episode 6 that what was done to you, and it's always concerned me greatly. But at what point do you let this go for you, and move on?
I think when they're practically destroyed, I think that's when I find peace with it. Or if they publicly apologize. If they were to publicly apologize, I would drop it instantly. Because that's what I'm owed. That's what I'm fucking owed.
That's all you want, is a public apology.
It can't be private. At first, when I made my response video, I said, dude, you can either reach out to me publicly or privately, and I will drop this shit, all right? Then later, I tried to make peace before any of this other bullshit happened. They didn't want to make peace then. So I'm at the point where, okay, you did so much public damage to me where, like, the only thing acceptable is a public apology. And I know some people are like, well, you're never going to get that. Well, then I'm never going to fucking drop it because I feel like this is a debt that is owed to me. All right, this is a fucking debt that's owed to me, and I'm not going to drop it until I get fucking paid.
It's difficult to fault him for it, really. And like, Keemstar feels that they did this to him. He strongly believes that they did this to him. I mean, if I was in Keemstar's position, I'd do exactly the same.
I don't know that I wouldn't either, but I'd like to think that I mentioned this on my channel. I just worry.
What? I'll tell you this, Tommy. If I was not friends with them, if they weren't my friends, okay, I probably would have dropped it by now. It probably wouldn't have been a big thing by now. It's just that they were my fucking friends.
I get it. I guess
I would talk to them for fucking 4 hours at a time, on Skype, like daily or every other day.
Sure.
Clown was in those calls. Clown was like there. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I met Clown. That's how me and Clown became friends, is through Leafy and Gray.
I'm talking about you. Like, I mean, this is going to give you an ulcer. That's really what I'm more concerned about.
I think the problem for me is that it's constantly, I mean, let's face it, almost every single episode has brought up Leafy and Grade at this point. The problem for me is that I'm constantly trying to act as Leafy and Grade's defense attorney. So people either take the impression that I'm toe-sucking them or I'm just fucking wrong for defending them. And
you're not either.
I don't think I'm wrong for defending them. But the problem is that if it's coming up every single episode, this is the Leafy and Grade podcast. I'm not faulting Keemstar for having this problem with Leafy and Grade. Not exactly. The problem is that when he's talking about it every single time in the podcast, it does become a problem for me, certainly, if not for Tommy, if not for the viewers, because it's always about Leafy and Grade, and that can get boring.
Well, I want to make 2 points. One, I don't think it's boring because this show started in the mix of that shit, all right? And I'm going to tell you right now, so many people that listen to this podcast have tweeted me and said, you know what, Keem, I used to hate your guts until I started listening to you on the podcast. All right. Now I actually like you. All right. And they're fans. They're fans of Leafy and Grade. All right. And 2, I would like to make another point here is that, look, we've talked a lot about Leafy and Grade, but they've been actually in the fucking news, whether it be the sub-botting thing, whether it be...
Yeah, I got to stick up with Keem on that one. On that
whether it be when Grade was fucking plagiarizing, whether it be... this thing right now where Idubbbz is making this video on Leafy. They've been in the news. And a third point that I would like to make is this. Clown, you have defended Leafy and Grade every episode on here, and I applaud you for that. You're a good friend, all right? But I'll tell you what. One person that isn't defending Leafy is Grade A under A, and that speaks volumes about that motherfucker's character.
I just think that there could be other reasons behind why he hasn't, because we don't know them, because Grade's not here to defend himself. It's very difficult.
What could be the reason? What could be the reason? Oh, I don't feel
Well, I mean, he's made a lot of posts, he's made a lot of videos about not wanting to be involved in drama, and he's...
It doesn't matter.
Hang on.
It doesn't. That's not an excuse.
I know, maybe not. I'm not saying that it is an excuse, but I'm saying what his mindset is at the moment, and maybe he's wrong for having this mindset. He's made a lot of posts on Reddit. He's made a lot of videos about it. He's getting a lot of criticism for saying, Grade, why are you being involved involved in drama, don't be involved in drama. It's saying, right, I don't want to be involved. Don't criticize me for being involved in drama. I'm not going to approach this one because, again, it's just going to involve me in drama. And so that's Grade's thought process. Wrongly or rightly, it's Grade's thought process at the moment.
It doesn't matter. You defend your friend no matter what. And let me explain to you right now. I agree. Let me explain to you right now why he is not defending Leafy. Because it is a poor career move. It is a bad career move if he does that, all right? And that's the point. This is not about your friend. This is not about loyalty. This is not about anything other than these motherfuckers' careers. That is the only thing they care about, and this is why I was backstabbed the way I was. And that speaks volumes about these fucking people. These people are bad people, period.
I tell you, Clown, I'm very sympathetic to you, and especially some of the conversations we had about this offline. In defense of, it does feel that way sometimes. It does feel that way, but I got to be honest, he's not gonna say they're bad people. And
of course, I'm never going to say that.
For the same reasons that you would defend us to the hilt, the same reasons you defended Leafy to the hilt. He's not going to do it, and I don't know if we should continue to put Clown in a position where we.
Clown, let me ask you a question.
That.
If Idubbbz were to make a video on you, and you know that he wouldn't, right? We all know that Idubbbz wouldn't make a video on you. But if Idubbbz made a video on you, Clown, all right, and he really, really took a big swing at you, and you were getting a ton of hate.
Well, I'd say thank you very much, to be honest.
Okay, but let's act like it's a bad thing. Let's act like it's super negative, like what Leafy experienced, or I didn't really get much hate. I got 20,000 dislikes when Idubbbz made that video, but I didn't lose any subs. But anyhow, my point is this: let's say it affected you and your channel really bad. Who do you think out of your friends that would defend you?
I think almost everyone in the commentary crowd would come to my defense against Idubbbz, I believe. It's very hard to prove that because obviously nothing has happened, and I don't think there is any dirt on me at the moment. There probably will be in the future.
I just want to know your honest.
Dirt for you, so,
I just want to know honestly, do you think Leafy would defend you?
I hope he would, yes.
Of course,
that's what I'm talking about. We're like
but
do
you think he would?
Yeah.
Like, can you give it a guarantee? Because, just like the children's stuff,
I can't give it a guarantee.
But that's the problem. That is the problem. There was this guy from the CS:GO community that came out recently publicly, and he was friends with Leafy, and they did some type of dual. What is it called when two YouTubers worked? Collaboration. They did some type of collaboration, and they made 3 videos together. Okay, and they. The CS:GO YouTuber was a little bit bigger than Leafy. And basically, after they did the collaborations, the first collaboration, Leafy got a spike in views and blew up past the other guy, right? And there were 2 more videos that were supposed to come out. Well, Leafy didn't upload those second videos because he was bigger than this guy and he couldn't gain anything from it. So he recently came out and exposed that, and it just speaks volumes about the individual, right? It wasn't about the collaboration they did. It wasn't about, them making awesome content. It was simply about Leafy wanted to work with this channel because it was bigger than his. And once he got bigger than him, he stopped fucking literally talking to the dude. That was the other thing. They were friends. They made videos together. He literally just stopped talking to him.
But
okay,
Clown
that doesn't explain. Right, that doesn't explain
Clown
why
has
Leafy would
200K.
speak to me.
No, it does in a way. It does in a way.
Okay, why?
Because a lot of big YouTubers talk to you. You're friends with a lot.
I don't know why that is, but why?
I can tell you why that is. I can tell you why that is. Because you're a fair person. All right. Everybody has an agenda. Everybody has a fucking agenda. You, for the most part, don't have an agenda. You're just kind of a laid back. You're a good dude, Oliver. Yeah. You're a good dude.
Okay.
And you don't. And the thing is you don't have an agenda, and people feel safe being friends with you.
Do you think too? Like I've always wondered. Like I think Clown. I say it to him all the time, and he gets all. I can hear him blush for Christ's sakes. I think he's a future million guy. Do you think some people kind of like rub noses with you because they're sort of fighting over what you're yet to produce. I mean, I wonder that sometimes too. I'm not saying all your friends are shit. I mean,
that's YouTube. I mean,
yeah, we're all rubbing noses.
I have no argument that some people have followed me on Twitter recently just because they know there's a potential where I might blow up in the future and be a million subscribers. I have no doubt.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, you pretentious cunt. What do you think? You're going to be the next PewDiePie?
No. Just when I say blow up, I mean like 1 million plus subscribers, something like that. Which let's face it, has the potential to happen. Let's not. And that's not boasting. I'm not just. It's just.
It's
realistic.
A fact.
But here's the thing. Take Pyrocynical, for instance. Like, Pyrocynical's a good guy. This guy was speaking to me when I had 3,000 subscribers. That was responsible for basically blowing up my channel to begin with. He promoted me. He didn't have to do it. I was the first person he promoted, and he still did it because we've been friends for 2 years. Pyrocynical had nothing to gain from our friendship or whatever. Nothing to gain. He still has nothing to gain now from our friendship, maybe a bit more. But the point is, even back then, he was...
By the way, that lesbian-looking motherfucker has been uploading videos crying about Zoie Burgher. Do you guys know who Zoie Burgher is?
No, who's Zoie Burgher?
I've recently just seen on your Twitter posts about this. Apparently, she's like a streamer that twerks and shit, and Pyrocynical and Nafuckers have made videos on her.
Listen. Okay, so this is about a week ago, right? All of a sudden, I get a DM from Blade, and he's like, yo, this girl is twerking every kill cam. So I load up the channel, and I was actually in Clown's Discord with some fans, and we were all hating on her. We're like, look at this fucking slut. What a whore. But then she started, I took a picture of the stream, and I tweeted out COD Streams 2016, and she started freaking out that she got a shout-out from me, right? And it turns out that she... wasn't one of these girls that was trying to, act like she wasn't a whore. She was owning that she was a whore. She was owning that she was whoring out her body. And you kind of like, I kind of gain respect for her because you have all these other girls that stream on Twitch and they got their push-up bras and they got their boobs all together. And when they get criticized for it, they're like, oh, well, I shouldn't be punished because God gave me boobs or whatever. They act like they're not whores when they're really
or
whores.
The Emma Dorable of defense,
yeah, Emma
like
Dora, whatever.
Yeah.
But this girl owned the fact that she was whoring. She was literally twerking every kill cam in a bathing suit, right?
Good for her.
So I tweeted her out and I ran a story on Drumler, and then Scarce, like Scarce does, copied our news and ran a story. And her channel starts blowing up. She gains 100,000 subscribers in the course of 5 days. Well, now she's currently at 400,000 subscribers, and she's pulling fucking million view days on YouTube. So, of course, Pyrocynical and No Fuckers start making these videos like, oh, she shouldn't be doing this, and this is wrong, and they're fucking complaining about it. And I'm just like, are you motherfuckers gay?
They're Victorians.
Are you gay?
They're a bunch of Victorians.
Like, I never understood this.
I haven't seen the videos yet, to be honest, so I cannot say. But are they really complaining that, she's twerking every 5 seconds? Is that what the main video's message is about?
They're like, how come she isn't being age restricted? It's just pure jealousy because her channel's blown the fuck up and she's pulling more views a month than they are.
Really? I mean, I haven't seen the video, so I don't know. But if that's what they're complaining about, it is a bit ridiculous because, I mean, why are they complaining that twerking on camera should be age restricted? I fail to believe that that's what the video is about. If it is, then why the fuck have they made it? But
what is with YouTubers? They're not the only ones. What is with YouTubers this year? Like, if anything sexual is on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. I grew up in the 80s. That stuff was okay. Why are we so quick, and I don't want to sound like one of these feminist assholes, to shame people that are showing some boobies? I mean, who cares, man? I mean, I
just think it's ridiculous. Dude,
does she show her fucking nipples? Does she show her fucking nipples?
No. No nudity.
Right, then it shouldn't be age restricted.
Listen, I want to make 2 points in this. Okay, one, she's not playing Minecraft, okay? She's playing Call of Duty. And newsflash, motherfuckers, Call of Duty isn't for 12-year-olds. It's an adult game. It's for 17 years and older.
You know the main community that plays it, though, right? I mean, most people that play it are children. Children play that game the most. I was in the Call of Duty community. I used to do trolling videos. Like, I was kind of active in it. Like, most people who play it are children. They are.
You are wrong,
very
Clown.
Young teenagers. Yes.
You're wrong, Clown, because most of the people that play Call of Duty are actually adults. However, the only reason why you only see children all the time is because adults don't talk on the mic. The only reason why you see children in the comment sections is because adults don't leave comments. The people that are their voices, or the people that are talking and the people that are tweeting and the people that are leaving comments are always the children in the community. But statistics show that more adults play Call of Duty.
I mean, I'm not saying you're 100% wrong, but I just don't believe that at all. I cannot agree with that at all. I was in that community, used to make those trolling videos as you did. There is no way that the main bulk of the community isn't children. There is no way.
They really are. They really are. And look, dude, if you go to any of these Call of Duty events, there's more adults there than kids. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Of course, I mean, the events, yes, absolutely, because, you know, the kid can't drive. So that's why there are more adults at these events. That makes perfect sense.
I guess, but look, my point is that it's an adult game, right? It's an adult game. She's not
an adult game in the sense that, you know, it's rated as 17 plus for ages older than 17. But who plays it the most? I mean, who's the active community? It's children. It's got to be children. Maybe they're lying about their age, but it's children, definitely. And there is no way I will never accept.
Right, but is that her fault? Is that her fault?
Oh no, I don't think so.
I would criticize her if she was twerking while playing Minecraft. I would criticize her. I'd be like, "That's fucked up."
I wouldn't even criticize her for twerking while she was playing Minecraft either. I mean, why? I mean,
really?
She can. No, I wouldn't.
What if she was twerking while she was playing?
Hang on. I would criticize her as a joke. I probably wouldn't make a video on it, and I wouldn't make a serious. Like, she is a whore. She is a whore. Let's face it. Calls herself a whore. She is a whore. I make fun of her for being a whore. But I wouldn't seriously there is criticism, and then I wouldn't seriously criticize her. For doing it. Like, I don't.
We're talking about a guy that dated somebody on Chatterbait. I mean, how could you criticize?
I mean, these right. These people are sluts. Like, there's no way to put it. Like, they're fucking sluts. Like, they admit to being sluts. A bit weird. And, you know, the people that are watching them are very, very desperate and very, very.
Why
weird.
don't all these millennial
I don't know why they fucking
YouTubers
watch
care?
it. But, like, do I criticize the person seriously?
Hey,
like, as I would criticize FouseyTube or
it.
someone else for that? Then no, I wouldn't criticize them for that, because this is a fucking fully grown woman twerking, and she's obviously a slut. She's obviously doing it for attention. People who are watching it are fucking losers.
I'm gonna be honest though, Clown. Like, I was watching it for like 30 minutes, and she actually is kind of entertaining. You know, her personality and her talking to the stream and stuff, and then her twerking, like the whole package, and her playing games. Because, you know, it's kind of funny because she twerks every kill cam, right? So when she goes on a streak, there's this weird thing when you're watching it. It's like, do you want her to get this next kill? Do you want her to get this?
I accept that point, Keemstar, absolutely, because, I mean, take Brittany Venti.
There is some entertainment there other than just her twerking.
Absolutely. Take Brittany Venti, for instance. I don't think you probably like her, Keemstar, but
she's ugly.
She's not ugly.
She is.
No, she's not. She's very entertaining. Her streams, like, obviously are a troll. Most people know they're a troll at this point. And she can be a bit slutty in them. She's pretending to be slutty in them. But she's very entertaining. Her streams are entertaining. And she's a very intelligent person, actually. Like, most people don't know that, but she's...
Brittany Venti is a complete moron, and she's ugly, and she fucking...
Oh.
Dude, her eyes are literally running away from the middle of her head. It's like...
She does have those kind of bug eyes.
She looks Down syndrome. She looks like she has Down syndrome.
Oh, God.
And to be honest, this bitch tried to pull a troll on me, like on my Discord. She was like trying to set me up or whatever. And dude, I had spies recording this bitch. I fucking had everyone recording, like her whole little crew. She ran to Leafy and Gray trying to get them in on the troll. They were going to try to like give me some fake story and try to trick me to report it. Like, she's stupid. She's so dumb.
She's not stupid. Trust me, she's actually pretty clever.
Really smart. I fooled her like that. Like, I was barely even trying.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're a professional troll, Keemstar. Like, we can't hold a candle to you.
Well, that is kind of true. Okay, so, you know, there's some other things that I want to talk about, and that is this fucking YouTube hero shit. You know, listen, dude, you know, at this point, maybe our viewers don't even want to hear about it because it's been fucking talked about so much by everybody. But for those of you that don't know, you'd have to be living under a rock if you didn't know. But YouTube came out with this new fucking program where they were basically wanting to get a lot of people to apply to be a YouTube hero. And basically there's like stages. They created like a video game of a sense where, you know, you go and you put closed captions in people's videos, and you do that and you get points, and you flag negative comments, all right, and you get points. And then you get up to like level 3 and you're allowed to mass flag videos. And dude, the community lost their mind because, like, what the fuck? Like, every big YouTuber has haters. Imagine if one of your haters gets a hold of this thing, Like, your channel's gone.
It's definitely one of the most stupid ideas I think YouTube has come up with in the last, I don't know, like 5 fucking years.
Is it stupid? Is it stupid?
No, it really is fucking stupid.
Well, no, it's stupid.
They're basically making proverbial milk monitors, if you like.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, I agree with you all that.
It's like high school all over again, and I never went to fucking high school.
I agree with you totally, but what makes you think they don't want I mean, everybody seems to be thinking that YouTube's, they're going to screw up their own channel. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they want this kind of troll. Maybe they want der Stasi.
Don't you think it's kind of like almost lazy in a way? They're almost saying, right, no, we're not going to monitor it ourselves, like professionals who are educated in how to do this, got college educations or whatever. No, we're going to have the fucking community do it.
But snitches are better.
On this kind of fucking level. I see so many problems with it.
The problem's going to be for us, not them. The problem's going to be for us.
Well, right, exactly.
Yeah,
for YouTube, it's fucking great.
For
YouTube, it's absolutely great. They've got. Yeah. Why wouldn't they?
That's what I'm saying. Okay, we agree.
Here's some new information. They changed their video. At one part of the video, it said flag negative videos. Just that was it. Yeah. Then they changed it to flag inappropriate videos. So the video that you see on YouTube called YouTube Heroes from YouTube right now is different than the original one that was there. They literally changed that whole video, but they didn't re-upload it. It's got the same amount of fucking views, same amount of dislikes. And by the way, Infinite Warfare is known throughout the community at the trailer as being like the most disliked gaming video of all time. So I think it has something like 3 million dislikes. It's crazy, right? But percentage-wise, all right, it has an 83% percentage of dislikes on that video. Now, this YouTube hero shit, it doesn't have nearly the same amount of dislikes, but it has close to like 500,000 dislikes, and the percentage-wise versus the likes is 97% disliked. And that's insane.
Give it some time. I mean, it's going to be the most disliked video of all time. Just give it time.
Why
but yeah,
would it-
I can
why-
understand
why
why
does
it's the most disliked video, ratio-wise, because it's an absolutely ridiculous concept that's going to fuck over a lot of YouTubers, and it's a terrible idea. I understand why YouTube have implemented it, but they're fucking cunts for doing it. It's going to come to a stage where people like you, Keemstar, me, Tommy, have to become milk monitors ourselves just to save ourselves. That's the position it puts us in.
Most likely.
Yeah.
No marmy, baby. No marmy.
You know what I thought about? I thought about this too, all right? Let's say, I'm in an internet beef with someone. I guess we'll just use Leafy for an example, right? And let's say that, someone that hates Leafy goes and takes down Leafy's channel. Do you think Leafy is going to think that it's just some random hater, or do you think he's going to think that I'm behind it? You know what I mean? Which is going to cause then people to take me down. And let's say I'm in a beef with two people. Let's say I'm in a beef with, I don't know, PewDiePie for some reason, right? I might not think that Leafy's behind it. I might think that PewDiePie is. So then I go after PewDiePie. And then PewDiePie's thinking, well, who hates me? You know what I mean? So I feel like it would be just a chain event of people taking down each other's channels with the actual YouTubers involved too, not just the viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it's effectively giving just random people, who could be random people, a lot of power for nothing, effectively. And they can be convinced by other YouTubers, right, take down this video. It's going to become a bit like that. I mean, YouTube is cutthroat, let's face it.
Right now you have Pyrocynical and fucking No Fuckers complaining about this Zoie bitch. If YouTube Heroes is around, you guarantee one of their viewers is going to shut down her channel. Guaranteed.
Or the other way around.
And then once her channel goes down, she can cry on Twitter and say, look, these guys did it, right? And then someone that really is like in love with Zoie would take down their shit. It's bad. It's really bad. And you know what? Twitch is a horrible, horrible website, and it gets worse and worse every day because they act like fucking Nazis over there, and they shut down people's streams for the littlest thing wrong. The littlest thing wrong. And at the same time, they pull special favors for some girl, like that legendary Leah girl. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
She fucked up so much on YouTube, or excuse me, on Twitch, but they never closed down her channel. They only gave her 30-day bans and stuff because she is the girlfriend of Soda Poppin', one of the biggest Twitch streamers. So there's so much politics over there at Twitch.
A lot of bias. A lot of fucking
There's
bias.
so much corruption. I would use the term corruption over at Twitch because we're talking about money. Like, there's a lot of money at stake being a popular Twitch streamer. So there's politics, there's corruption over at Twitch, and then there's these strict rules And you know, I think the website has gotten so bad because of it, right? Well, on YouTube, there's not that many rules that are enforced, and this is like one of the websites that people love because of that, right? Because you can get your voice out there. You can get an unpopular opinion out there. An unpopular ideas, all right, can be here on YouTube, where in other places they just get silenced. So I think if YouTube gets strict like Twitch is, I honestly believe that it is going to be the death of a generation online.
It's going to start a snowball effect, which will lead to the death of YouTube. There just isn't a competitor for YouTube at the moment. So where the fuck do we all go? That's the thing.
Facebook is going to be a problem. Facebook is going to be a serious problem because you can make more money on Facebook than you can on YouTube, as far as like, you know, ads and stuff.
Oh fuck!
Facebook is going to be a problem.
Facebook account.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, all these big YouTubers are already like setting up bases on Facebook, because as soon as that shit launches to the public, and I think maybe it already has, people are going to be on Facebook. And I just got a message for ads on Twitter. I'm going to have ads on Twitter videos in the coming future. So there's a lot of people jumping in the game. And what I heard is that the fucking CPM on Twitter videos is something like $20.
Right.
So, and I don't know about you, but my fucking Twitter is popping. Like,
yeah.
But the problem is I'm not sure. I still got to talk to them and work this thing out, you know, because like, you know, my Twitter videos are pretty rough. Like sometimes I'm calling people faggot and shit. Like I don't know if I'm going to be able to monetize every Twitter video, but, I don't know, dude. Like it just, the internet can't be, the same internet it was 10 years ago, if that makes sense, right? The internet is ever changing, and you know, these monopolies have been created, and I feel like in the future they just won't be here anymore. I think YouTube's always going to be you know, number one for many years on end, but I think there are going to be competitors. I think there's going to be a strange change among a lot of these big companies in the future, because recently YouTube has tried to be Twitter with this new community tab, allowing you to post pictures and all that. You got Facebook that's trying to be YouTube, all right? And then you got Twitter that's trying to be Twitch, because they're also allowing streaming on Twitch with ad revenue. And then Twitter is also doing the YouTube shit. So you got all these companies trying to do multiple things that the other big companies do, because everyone's trying to monopolize. And I think it's going to be very interesting, because for creators, I think you're going to find that some creators don't have a YouTube channel, but they have a Twitter account with just videos, or they have a Facebook.
I'm all for Twitter becoming the next fucking YouTube. I think it's a great system.
I love Twitter. I love
Twitter. I don't know why I'm shadow banned at the moment. Like, don't even know why.
What does that mean? I've never heard that before. Is that real? What are you talking about?
So basically, when I say I reply to one of your tweets, you won't be able to see my reply unless you actually go to my profile page at the moment. And this is the case for a lot of YouTubers. Unless you're on phone, this is only happening on computer apparently, so PC.
Is there any way to know for sure?
I've spoken to Sky Williams. He said he was going to speak to someone who knows and try and sort it out, but yet to happen. And this is happening to a lot of other YouTubers as well. I believe Herotic TV. This has also happened to. I don't know why. We don't know why this has happened. But I took that leave of absence, if you like, in inverted commas, and then just came back, and this has happened. So I don't know why. I think Blue. What's his face? The guy who was filling in for you, Keem. Who's the guy?
Ty Blue.
Sky
Blue. He reported on his news show that this might be related to my FusiTube video. There's a possibility. I don't think it is. I think it's happened before I even came back. So I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, we're right at the time limit here. You know, this is a very calm, collective podcast, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. This podcast was a good podcast, but it wasn't as good as the one that you refused to put up, Clown.
Trust me, we're better for it.
We needed this one.
That
we
episode
wasn't.
Yeah, we did. And besides which, that last episode, you didn't really miss much. I mean, I did get real towards the end of it, but I don't think you really missed much in terms of entertainment value. You really
Dude,
didn't.
you know
So
what?
don't
I
feel
think
like
the
you were left
viewer,
out.
dude, sometimes the viewer, they just want to sit down and listen to us discuss these stuff. But other times, they want to hear raw emotion. They want to hear us yelling and screaming.
They do, but I don't think we yelled and screamed in the last episode. Well, maybe you did to a certain degree, Keen, but I know me and Tommy didn't, certainly.
There was one point where I made this one point. I go, Clown, you're always protecting Leafy. It's like, okay, when you're defending Leafy, I'm imagining this, all right? I'm imagining you in a woods, right, with a shield with the little emo underneath it. And in the woods are coming these hunters. You know, the Max Mofo, the Idubbbz, the Anything for Views, the H3H3. And you're shielding the little boy from the wolves.
Sometimes it feels like that might be the case. I don't want to fucking do that. I really don't want to. I don't want to be their fucking defense attorney. Leafy's defense attorney, Grade's defense attorney, anyone's. If they want to defend themselves, I feel like
they're allowed
on
to
this
come
show,
on. They're allowed to come on.
They're allowed to come on and defend themselves. Absolutely, they will be very welcome here. But what I can't do, and I'm sorry to them for not being able to defend them more, is the fact that it's been 8 episodes now, and I cannot be sitting here defending them constantly.
And speaking about people coming on, I'm not sure exactly when, but H3H3 is going to be coming on Bait It podcast, and he'll be our first guest in the future. He was going to come on the very next episode, and he still might, but he had a certain thing that he wanted to talk about, but I don't think he no longer wants to talk about that certain issue. But I think he is coming on the show, so that's going to be huge. So look out for that, and we'll keep you updated once we talk to him more and figure out exactly when we're going to have him on. Of course, we'll talk about it on Twitter, guys. If you're on iTunes, make sure you leave a review. It's so important. We read those reviews. Every podcast,
we've got to read them out next episode.
Well, that's how we get our feedback. We get our feedback from those iTunes reviews. So make sure you leave that, or if you're on SoundCloud, leave a comment. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Bait It.
All right, good. I thought it was
good job. Yeah, it's good.
It was calm, but it was good.
We needed a calm one.